So again, everybody, for those that don't know me, I'm Mr. Check My Resume. I am one fourth of the Alphapack trading group. Um, we are here today to focus on the 0-day class, and what we do and focus on really what the objective is of this class is to really to provide an opportunity for folks to learn and kind of understand the process by which that I go about identifying 0-day trades. And we choose this day as Friday, particularly because we get a plethora of stocks on this Friday, but this process can be used for Monday or Wednesday 0 days. It's not specific to any day per se. So with that, if you are a frequent of the Strat 101 class, then you'll know this is our continuation method where we're trying to identify, I'm not going to say every time we're not going to have the luxury of what we want to see versus what's actually there. So what we ideally like to see are trades that have been moving in continuity, trades that have been moving in force, I should say stocks or things of that nature that have been moving in force over the period of time that have been trending in one direction or the other based on what we're attempting to play on that stock. And so for me, I'm looking for things that, I guess the best way to put it, I want to have the least amount of doubt that this trade is going to continue in a direction that I'm intending for it to go. So generally speaking, I stay away from reversals. I know those of you that were on the 10X challenge call, we talked about that a little bit. And I'm not talking about micro reversals. I'm talking about trend reversals. I don't really look for those types of trades on 0 days. I'm looking for things that have been moving. And I'm, for lack of a better explanation, I'm looking for something for a moving train. And I'm just trying to, get onto a moving train. So what we're looking for are actionable signals and setups that will allow us to take advantage and take a trade back into continuity with the trigger happening tomorrow. So I primarily like to focus on the 4-hour and daily time frames, more so the 4-hour. That's more so my baby and sweet spot in terms of setups. I like to look for inside setups on the 4. But we also expand out to the daily, and we really look for, we're not looking for scalps per se. We're looking for trades that we could potentially be in for a good period of time on Friday. So, we like magnitude. We like things to run. So we really like to set ourselves up to put ourselves in trades that can go maybe a couple hours out of the day or something along those lines. And then we've seen instances where things have ran the entire day. So we've had a whole range and spectrum of different types of successes on these 0 days. We're very confident in the process. We've had hundreds and hundreds of people come through the group and execute on this 0-day process. So we feel confident about it. And, I think for those that are attending for the first time or are new, there's no obligation to take any trade. So don't feel as though you need to. This is more so about learning the process. There's members of the group who do not day trade at all that come to this class regularly just to learn about the process and learn something new, ask questions and things of that nature. So it's really about the education, and that's what we're focused on. So now that I got that out of the way, now we can look into some stocks. Just a couple housekeeping things. First off, how we do this. I'll typically go through and put up a scan of setups on the 4-hour, possibly the day, and we'll take a look through some of those tickers. However, today, I did have an opportunity to go and look at some tickers beforehand. So I have some things in mind that I saw that caught my eye, and we can talk about those and look at those setups. But as usual, if you've got tickers that you want to look at or that you are eyeballing for tomorrow or looking at potentially taking advantage of, as always, we're going to get to every ticker in the chat. So drop them in there and we'll go through it. And I went ahead and went through some of these tickers on my own, understanding that we had the 10X challenge today. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time going through the scan list today. We'll probably lean more so on, I think I pulled maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 tickers that I caught my eye. There may be some more later on when I get back into my charts, but I had a few that I was looking at for tomorrow, and then we'll get into you all stocks. And then we can go from there. Obviously, if you got questions, anything like that, just fire away. We're going to get right into it. Well, actually, one right here I got on my screen is Dollar Tree. I guess we can start there. I already have alerts set on this one for tomorrow, but we're looking at the current inside week on Dollar Tree. We took entry on this one 2 weeks ago for a long position. So we're up on these right now currently. And what we're looking at is a potential Chicago setup inside day break tomorrow, which will give us that 312 on the daily time frame. Let me see here. No, not. So our level for entry, I'm not pulling up my notes right now, is 155.43. So if we get a break on the day tomorrow above 155.43, that'll complete the 312 to the upside. We're looking at a couple of targets on the price point. We could definitely go back to the high of yesterday, which have been the top of that outside bar at 156 flat. And then you have some slight magnitude above that's basically the high of that daily range over the last like 2-3 weeks. So we could have a scenario where we could potentially break through that range tomorrow. So I'll be looking out for that one. I am in a long position, so I'll be looking at this one a little bit more on the aggressive side. I want to see what this thing can do tomorrow. So I definitely like Dollar Tree. As you know, we talked about staples being really strong this week after those outside days on Wednesday. So a lot of them are setting up for trades going into tomorrow. A lot of 312s and 212s, things of that nature. So that's Dollar Tree. That's the first one that I was looking at. They're like, that really catches my eye. That's one we've been taking advantage of as well. And then we've got Costco right here as well. There's another one. I know some PAT members have been looking at this one and planning this one as well. But similar setup, Chicago on the daily time frame. I like that setup as well. Only thing with Costco, the contracts might be a little expensive, and it makes actually both Dollar Tree and Costco. You need to see if there's people at the party for setups for tomorrow, meaning if there's adequate open interest. And so that's also a prerequisite of mine when we're looking at alerting things to the group. I want to make sure there's enough contracts available for people and we're not buying and selling from each other. So that's one aspect, but so that's one area of nuance you all got to look into on this one as well with Costco. Just make sure there's enough people at the party. If you're not buying more than 100 or so at a time or something like that, then you'll be okay if the open interest is lower, which it would be on staples. So you got to anticipate that in comparison to other sectors. Another one I had was Oracle. You all know we've been playing this one, or I've been playing this one for a while now. So we got a double inside 4 hour. Not something I see often. Double inside 4 hour setups. And then we have the inside day setup as well. We just kind of been sitting on top of this weekly broad information. So I see these two setups here. We've got the double inside 4 break above 97.54 as a level here. And then we've also got Oracle on the day at 97.63. So you've got 2 trigger points. I think there's like 10-cent difference or 9-cent difference in price on that one. So that's one I'll be definitely taking a look at tomorrow. I really like this one. This one's just been showing relative strength throughout over the last few months. Really, really like the way Oracle's been traded. I think I had one more in staples. Oh, Pepsi. Yeah, I knew it was one more staple. And Pepsi Cola. So, the Pepsi showing out again. This is another one that we've been playing for a while. It's funny. Boss Gang, I don't even know if Boss Gang is on right now. I can't see who's all on. But we were talking about how the year is going to play out this year.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. And I don't know if you remember the conversation, bro. We were just talking in general terms, though. But you was like, man, it's gonna be stocks like Pepsi going to all-time highs.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And we like, bro, look at where we at right now, bro. Like 5-6 months later. So I thought that was trippy. You know, thinking back on our conversations about that. But yeah, so this is one just massive move on Pepsi. It's been insane. I know the Pat loves Coke, so you know, but I'm a Carolina boy, so I gotta throw my Pepsi Cola. You gotta say it like they say that Pepsi Cola, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's was another one. Consistent trades, low stress, but in terms of tomorrow on the 0 day, we do see that buyers are present and they've been showing a lot of strength. We've got continuity to the upside. I am looking for continuation tomorrow unless we get something funky in the morning. So we got an entry on the day on the Chicago above, give us that 312 above 195.52 on Pepsi. Again, go and evaluate the contracts. These aren't going to be your most popular tickers and stuff like that. So just evaluate if there's enough people at the party on that. And so those are like the main ones I'm looking at. Obviously, when we're done, I'm going to go back and, you know, go through. So I always add stuff later. But as of right now, based on what I saw today, right after market, these are kind of like the 5 or 4 that I was really focused on for tomorrow. Now, we also got PBR with earnings and all of that. So I'll be waiting to see what PBR does tomorrow after today's strong outside day. See if we continue our movement up. So not so much for 0 day, but as much for there may be some potential opportunities for, you know, in terms of volatility there. But most of us are already in there. So now what I'm going to do, if anybody's got any questions or comments on any of the tickers I just brought up, just let me know. If not, we're going to move into the chat here and get it rolling. I plan to keep it relatively short this evening so we don't keep y'all. You know, sometimes we can cook for a couple of hours on these tickers, but I mean, I think we pretty spot on with the stuff we've been playing. We know what's good, what's not right now. So first ticker on the list, I see Van put in this CLX. This was one that we've been playing as a group. This was a good one. Shout out Miriam and Trent. They definitely took advantage of this one. They had some of the highest returns that I saw of members on this. So as far as tomorrow, we're looking like a TTO off of earnings. We had the earnings drop, and now it's like it's trying to TTO. Some buyers are starting to come back in. So yeah, we got the setup of the Chicago at 169.30 to the upside. We do have the broad information. It's a week level BF right at 170. So that's something just to be aware of. And then on the day, we've got the 2-down hammer. We've got the rev strap potential here on the day. I believe that's above 169.50. So you've got 2 trigger points available for CLX. You know, right now, I think after the drop is to me, it looks like it's just consolidating under this weekly broadening formation and above the point of control on the 4-hour. So I think buyers are present. I'm not sure if they're ready to send it or if it still wants to consolidate a little bit more first. So still could create higher lows. But I want to see the setup looks straight to me. So I don't see nothing wrong with the setup. Just a cautionary tale when it comes to Clorox. They typically aren't one of those 0-day movers that I have identified. And I played Clorox quite a bit over the years, but 0 days, they usually just don't have the people at the party unless it's like a monthly expiration. But the setup is fire. If you buy it with some time on it, even if you wanted to do a short-term move back to that broad information, it looks like there's a potential for it to go back and retest the broad informations it hit last week. And so that could be a potential there as well. But yeah, I think for the 0 day, you really need to go check out the contracts. As far as the setup though, setup looks fire. Only caution would be that weekly broad information just above its head. So you need to really evaluate that versus other potentials you have on your list. The CLX, we bullish on that one. All right, M. Wilburn, let's take a look at this TGT, this target. Okay, target looks like we've got an inside 4, fell 2 down on the month, 2 up on the week, 2 up on the day after the outside day yesterday. They showing a lot of strength. 4 hour. What we got? The volume gap here on the 4 hour. Huh. Friday special. Where you at, FICO? You see Friday special? Did he drop already? Target inside 4 hour. What do we got? I mean, this target looks good. I mean, it looks solid. Clean touch off the BF. I don't even have that BF drawn, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty straightforward. You know me, how I feel about the outside bars. Looks like price was just strong as hell today. Yeah, I think we could see some. We got continuation in our future on this one, and we could attack that volume gap here on target, and we could push up near 162 potentially. You heard it here first. I'm gonna throw an alert out for it though. 159.16 is a level for entry on the 4 hour. All right. So that looks good. Yeah, so that's a good call out, M. Wilburn, because the earnings next week, you could see some volatility moving to the upside. We see the rev strat on the week coming off the weekly broad information touch last week. So yeah, we could have a strong week to finish out this week, even going into next. So yeah, I think it aligns. It makes sense. We had a recent dip about a week ago. It all makes sense. Oh, and HB, yeah, I got a script for the inside 4 hour. I think it used to be strictly like Chicago's, and then I think I tweaked it to make it just inside 4 hours. So yeah, that's definitely in the Strat scripts and scanners channel. You probably have to scroll up a good bit though. It's been a while. Oh, perfect. All right, cool. Hey, oh boy, that's my boy Charles. What's good with it? Yep. Yeah, they got that Luca. I'm surprised Nikki didn't bring it up. Who got a Luca? It's 313. Okay. I'm tripping. I was like, I know Nikki would have called that out in a heartbeat. All right, Goose. Target looks good. If we get the break that we want tomorrow, and I think what we need to do is get above this chop level here. Where we at? 159.66, 159.30, then 159.66. We get past those levels, we cooking. We'll cook all the way to 162. So we'll see how price comes out in the morning. But that's Friday special. We know how Bay can get on Friday. So now we're gonna check out Boeing, Goose. Hey, Boeing was looking good this morning when I seen him. Yeah, they've just been consolidating for a while. I mean, they've been consolidating since January. It's just the turn of the new year. So now it's like they made it to like the bottom of the range last week. Now it's like this week they're still inside, just trading in between that smaller micro range. Man, we haven't played a Bowen anything in a long time. We see the obvious Chicago setup here, the 312 above 201.92. And we also have a rev strap potential on the day. I like that better than the Chicago to me for some reason. But I guess so that, I mean, I think from a setup perspective, it looks really good. It's at the bottom of a range. So there is magnitude for it to go back up. So I think that's your positive outlook on it. I think there's a lot of potential for that one to go to the upside. However, to give you the flip of that coin, I'm also looking at a monthly and a weekly broadening formation, as well as the point of control just above his head at like beginning at like, what's this level, 203 all the way up to 204 change. So that gives me a little caution as well, particularly for a 0 day. If I had a little more time, then I wouldn't care about those as much. Because I know by being at the bottom of this range of consolidation it's been in, that it's going to make its way back to the opposite side of that range eventually. So if I throw a few months on there and just, get out the way, then, I have a higher probability of that hitting. However, tomorrow, and maybe you decide, you know what, I could take this trade from the point of entry to the broad information, and then you just need to run a calculation on your analyze tab and evaluate how much that would pay you if price was to get to that point. You start to have to go and calculate what that needs to be. I don't like to plan on like trading through broad information, particularly on the 0 days. It's a little different for swing trades, but for 0 days, I try to avoid them as best I can or make them like target points for exit. So I like Bowen. I have a level marked on Bowen that I'm going to take a long entry on, but until it gets there, I'm just kind of monitoring it. So I actually have a plan on Bowen right now. It's kind of sitting on. But yeah, I mean, for tomorrow, the setup looks good. If it fires off, it could break through those broad informations like nothing. I just when you look at it from like a long-term perspective, when you're trying to select trades over the life of your trading career, I think the likelihood of things getting held up at those broad informations are a higher likelihood than any one specific opportunity. Because yeah, sure, one may go and break through a broad information, but over the life, you're going to run into instances where those broad information is just respected too much. That's why they're so important to me. I want to know wherever price can get altered. So this is Chunky Soup. Chunky Soup's also consolidating as well, Goose. We do have the Chicago set up and the 2-down rail strat set up as well. Continuity is not in our favor. So that's one aspect that I want to take into account as well. It's like, damn, continuity is not in our favor. So if this thing fails or anything like that and it goes against me, it's going to be right back at full time frame continuity to the downside. So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to take that one, but the setup looks fire. No wick, none of that. Or I could do one of those things where it gaps up tomorrow and then just sells off the rest of the day. So you still get the rev strat, but you don't get to play it. So Chunky Soup, the inside 4 hour, if you did want to play it, you got entry on the 4 above 54.46. And then rev strat on the day above 54.65. I will say to the positive side, all you got is point of control at 54.59, and you got room to the next macro, I believe, at 55 and some change. I go look, I don't think I have, excuse me, I don't believe I have every BF drawn on there. So I have to double check that. But anyway, Chunky Soup, you got 2 setups potential there. It looks like it's still in consolidation range to me. It's kind of what I'm looking at. So that's why I'll probably just let it be for now. Might be more so one I want to take long when it does break out in the rain. And then Abivide, similar deal. And this goes back to the trend discussion. I want to look at, kind of what trend that stock has been in. So even though it's giving us a bullish afternoon 4-hour candle, I'd be looking to see what level would it get to before it rejected and came back down. I think this thing probably would have some more time, have some more room to consolidate. Like it's got to consolidate a little more first before it goes back up, in my opinion. So I think it's going to hang around those broadening formations for a little while. Is my assessment. Time frame continuities against you is too strong right now. So I'm more in the line of thinking like I'll probably let it be in terms of Abivide. Now, if you buy a share, that's different. Like, yeah, get the discount. But as far as like the options, if you're gonna buy some time and just say, hey, you know what? I want to buy it at this part of the range, and then I'm gonna get some time and take it to the other side of the range. That's a little different. But just for 0 day, I probably caution against it. Let's see what we got. That's Abivide. Let's go to Walmart. Woo, Walmart looks strong. One thing on Walmart, it's not a big 0 day mover or just like a daily mover in general. So that's one thing to take into account. So when you play Walmart like that for short-term stuff, you got to buy at the money or in the money. Don't play around with yourself like that. Pause. But Walmart, it's got the inside 4-hour, the inside daily setups. Chicago on the day looks really nice, as well as the 212 on the 4. I'm gonna throw these alerts in here. I don't even remember looking at this one today. I usually go back and look at my stocks playing this. And this is another one that we've been in for a while. So we're very familiar with the charts, what they look like, points, broad formations, all that stuff. So it makes it a lot more inviting for us to participate and trade these types of setups because we have more information at our disposal. We have more data on hand to make an informed decision. The levels that we're looking for, they should have some overlap or at least some correlation to what we're already seeing on the long. So I really like those types of trades where it's something that I'm already in long versus something that it's a new entry because there's new homework, new due diligence that's needed. Now moving on to CRM, this is one that FICO had put out. This thing was busting. Looking at CRM with 2 up on the 4-hour, had a nice little healthy retracement there. Looks like a TTO. And now we have the 2 down hammer on the day. So we're looking at the daily setup here. Looks good. Looking at a 2-2 rev on the day above 203.80. That looks clean. That looks fire. Fire. That looks hot like fire. I'm gonna mark an alert for it because I want to see what it does. But this is one of FICO's alerts we put out on a long alert earlier this week. I think a little last week maybe. This is a good find right here. Just a side note when it comes to contracts for 0 days on stocks like CRM and other tech stocks, the Greeks are going to be really bad on those. So just be prepared to see that. So it's one of those things they have to move in your favor and move in your favor strongly. And so on here we have Airbnb continuity to the downside. Look at that 3-2 down. Looking at the inside day down. Man, this right here is caught like in the middle, Goose. I'm like, Maybe I don't have all the BS, but it just looks like it's caught in the middle. I don't know if it's if I want to say yes or no. I think what it does, it's going to create a new consolidation period or area. So you're going to see, you're basically going to see this thing go sideways for a couple weeks, in my opinion. So maybe it does go 2-1-2 down and back into this broadening formation, just below 110. But you got to go plot that out and see how much that'll pay you. There might be a little bit of meat on the bone for you, but pause. But downside, yeah, tomorrow for downside because of the BF that's there. Like you can't bank on like this ain't for you. This is just general for everybody, but you can't bank on like a 0 day, like one of those high volatility trades to like break through broad formations. Like that's not like a sound strategy. Broad formations are to be respected, and so if you hear the tone, I'll look at things one way until I see like a broad information in the way. I want to make sure that I'm respecting that and cognizant of that. Even if I do decide to take the trade anyway, I have an idea or a semblance of understanding that, hey, there's a risk associated with this that I'm willing to take. So yeah, Airbnb setup looks clean, looks like it's got more downside. So definitely is one that looks like it'll be in your favor. And now this one here is Starbucks. We got an inside 4-hour. And again, this one looks like it's going to be consolidated for a while. It looks like this price currently is trying to make its way back to this yellow line, which is a weekly level broadening formation. That's where it wants to get to in my estimation. So you may be able to squeeze out a couple of days on that one as well. But yeah, that looks good for continued downside move tomorrow. All right, Christian. All right, so Christian. So we got the inside 4. This one's still trending down, and this one's got to make it. It's still got more room to go. It's got to go. It's got to make it to this quarterly BF first. You're talking like 1650, 16 between 1650 and 1660. It's gonna go down some more. Even though the afternoon candle and the daily candle were green. It's got more downside. Let's see. The 4-hour, I mean, if you wanted to look upside, entry would be 1698 and downside would be 1690. And then on the day, similar deal, $17 was the high, and then 1688 was the low of the day. So you got those levels that if you wanted to play it, then sure, those would be the levels to look for. But I think it's got to consolidate a little more. It's got some more cooking to do. AMD Activision. Let's see. AMD been cooking. We know that. That thing was strong. Excuse me, y'all got me yawning in this piece. So here with AMD, looks like it's making its way to the other side of this range, this short-term range. We had the Chicago yesterday. So we're getting the TTO. I think tomorrow, 312 to the upside. Your entry would be above 97.84. And I'm targeting the broad information if you're going to do it. And that's like right at $99 or just below it. But again, I don't know if there's enough meat on the bone for people. They may want to look at, see if it breaks through. But I'm gonna throw it on there just to keep a placeholder. I know NVIDIA's been the one that I've been focused on.
But you have one at 99, you said, with me?
Hold on. Let me finish this.
I was over here analyzing contracts for it real quick. The 99 0-day for tomorrow at 31 cents. If it hits 99.94, that'll be 427%. It'll bring back 132 in P&L.
Okay. Damn, all right, all right. Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
I think that 98 gets you about 300% return.
Okay, okay. So y'all hear that on AMD? We got inside 4 hours, inside days. You could push this one up into the broad formation, get back to, that would be yesterday's high.
Mm-hmm.
99.94.
Yep.
Okay. I like that. Like that. AMD, keep that one on watch. What we got here? Activision. This thing has been gapping around. Strong week so far. I think it will go 2 up tomorrow on the day. I'll just say go look at the contracts, see what the contracts look like on that. I'm not too sold on it at these levels. I think it needs to cook a little more before I'm ready to play it. But it looks like we could get a 3-2-2 on the week. So I'm looking at it more of a long position than the 0 day. All right, let's take a look at. So that Activision, that right there, I mean, for me, I'm like, that's more so like, you see that magnitude on that thing, Bob? Man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look here, I wouldn't even be doing it justice getting that 0. I'm like, hold up, I'm gonna have to adjust. Now that's good. I mean, even back to $80 is when 82. Yeah, man. As far as tomorrow, I think it will get continuation. There is a volume gap. If it can get above 77.89, then there's a volume gap all the way back. There's some weekly broadening formations, but like back to like 79.50. So there's like a volume gap on the day that you can take advantage of. So yeah, I you just gotta get past that level. There's some gaps on this thing here. So that's why I was like, so that was a good one. For me, I'm like, should I just buy out more time and just let it cook versus, the 0 day? That's the dilemma I would have.
Gotcha.
Because I'm like, yeah, it's gonna go up tomorrow, but I'm like, could I catch this move back up? What we have, this is a significant move. I don't want to calculate percentages right now, but we went from 87 to 73, and we are back to 77. So you got 10 points on that kind of slower mover, slower underlying mover. Shoot, there's potential there. That's a buy low, sell high. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I see Activision. All right. Now I'm looking at MU, Ronell. Damn, boy. This thing right here look better than all the chips. Tomorrow, good. Good movie. This looks strong. All right, so, I like this. Clean. I gotta throw some BFs on there because I can see I'm missing something already. But okay. So we got MU. 212 on the 4 hour here, looking at an entry above 61, 64. Looks like we're coming out the point of control as well on the 4. That's always a good sign. So that looks solid for that first setup there on the 4 hour. I'm gonna actually drop an alert in. That looks really good, actually. Like the way that sets up. Looks good. And then the daily time frame looks really good as well. Closed above point of control on the day, as well as this weekly broad information, looking to complete a 212 on the day tomorrow. The level for entry would be above 61.81. MU looks solid, Renee. That looks really good. Let's see. Joe, we did look at Costco already, but Costco looks really good. You know how we feeling about Staples. Looking like we'll get a 312 on the day tomorrow. So just let you know, we did look at that one and we're looking bullish on it. It's gonna continue up tomorrow. HB, looking at Fubo. Where we currently at on Fubo? The setup itself looks decent. It's like, you know, the gap up, there's buyers coming in on it. I will say for 0 days, we typically stay away from these, you know, type of stocks that have the low underlying. At least I do. But as far as the setup though, I think it's, you know, looks like buyers have come in these last couple of weeks and they've shown strength. But as far as the 0 day for tomorrow, you know, I tended to stay away. I like things like, you know, that have a higher underlying, more or less like a larger float a lot of times. So I'd stay away from those that, you know, I look at like penny stocks sort of. So that's why I would stay away from Fubo as like a play for 0 day. Let's see. Oh, we like the company though. Miriam, J&J. J&J just been following this broad information, huh? Every time we get close, it pop and then come back to it. Well, we didn't fill the gap, or did we? We did not fill the gap. Interesting. We could have a potential. We had the outside day today. Price did, you know, reverse back pretty strongly, looks like after the lows. We could have a scenario where we go 2 up tomorrow, or we have a inside day or something like that. But you know, the way price closed today, we could have a potential 2 up tomorrow. But again, this is one of those things where I look at it from a trend perspective. I'm like, with the conflict and the fact that we've been 2 down on the week, and it looks to me like we've kind of trended down after that gap up. Looks like we're gonna go eventually fill the gap on it. I mean, we're super close to filling that gap now. Once the gap is filled, then I'll be ready to take it back long. But that's kind of what my synopsis is on that J&J right there. I wanted to finish doing whatever selling is doing right now. I don't think it's ready to turn around just yet. And hey, tomorrow that motherfucker might go 12%. You're like, what do I know? But man, Lee, who had Lee? Who called out Lee? Charles. Yeah, so Charles' Lee went crazy this week with the gap up, gap and go. It just keeps inching up. As far as 0 day, you do have the 4-hour setup if you want to take advantage of that. At 212 above 2948. You know, I think for me, I'm kind of in between right now. So I'm like, I missed the entry that I would have wanted to take on it. So I don't know if like right here is where I want to get in. That's my only thing. That's the only rational thought that I kind of present to myself. If that's like, do I want to get in right here? Because I'm like, I assess it now. It's like, I missed the move already. So that's kind of what I'm thinking on that one. However, the setup, if it's there and price is continuing to show strength, then you can take advantage of the volatility tomorrow. And maybe you take it back. Maybe you take it back to the high of the day, 29.96, which that may give you some good chicken right there, honestly. So check it out. Check out the contracts. See what the short early target would look like in terms of payout on your contracts. It may be worth it to do it. That's how I would look at it. I don't see anything bad about it. I just see like, damn, I missed the move that I would have wanted to catch, right? Like that 3-2 down, like the outside week from 3-4 weeks ago. When we see that, you take that 2 down hammer, and then that's why I say 3 downs are bullish and 3 ups are bearish. You get this kind of price action. Sells, has to finish selling, 2 down, fail 2 down, then you get 2 up continuation, then you get breakout. I mean, that's kind of like why I like setups and the way I take them. Now TBM Rose, I'm gonna do this only because you know, you knew and you haven't been on this class before, but we only look at setups for tomorrow on this class because we'll go hours if we looked at all the long setups. So just want to point that out. But I'm gonna take a look at Baba real quick. You got Baba with the outside week. It's at the bottom of this range here. So there is a potential for this thing to move back up and head towards, make its way through the other side of that range. So I do like the fact of where it's sitting. Looks like there's a failed 2 down on the month. So yeah, there's definitely you know, some opportunity for Baba to pick up. And if you're looking at it on the daily right here, my top right, you see there's a couple of volume gaps. So there's potential magnitude for this thing to get back the 108 area, close to 110. This one you would have to buy, yeah. You would need to buy, yeah, a few weeks out, 105. Yeah, 105 might be a little aggressive, I would say. You're looking at like, that's like 25% underlying move. I think the play is good. But yeah, just look at, we want to be close to, we want to spoon the money. So we want to get nestled up close and snuggle with it. But yeah, this Baba looks like it's got magnitude to go up. Ain't nothing wrong with that setup. I see you, Nikki. All right, Nikki, let's take a look at this Kroger. I see y'all with that Shopify wheel. I see you down there with Shopify. You're gonna save it to the end. You're gonna give me hype at the end. I see what you're doing. Let's see here. All right, Kroger, 2 down on the 4-hour. Looking at 49.21 as an entry on the 4. We got the inside day close on Kroger. It's been consolidating for a few days up under this, in between these quarterly broadening formations. So we are looking for inside on the week, inside on the month, and we're not far from breaking the month.
Yeah,
we
I think if not tomorrow, definitely looking like next week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for real? Okay.
It's a trading view that has the 2-2 rep on the 2-day and then 2-1 set up on the 3-day.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. This one looks like it's about ready to do something. You just gotta be patient with it. You know how that go. But yeah, as far as if you're not looking at it for 0 days, I won't even get into it then. And then Tesla sympathy. What from the Elon stepping down news? Is that what we mean by the sympathy? Yeah, I guess. I mean, after hours, it was moving. So I ain't gonna knock it. All right, so we got an inside day on Tesla, looking at 212. Entry would be above 173.57. 2 up on the 4, 2 up on the week. Yeah, it's Tesla. Tesla doing the hell they want to do. It does have a gap to fill though. Back to 177.65. So there's a potential for that move. I would say it's just been my experience that 0 day hasn't been like that hitter Tesla, but I know that it just does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Rose. All good. Boss gang. Yeah, man, it's Shopify, bruh. Man.
I knew you would like that one. I already done analyzed the contract. I said, I know you would like that one.
Bruh.
It got the BF. I don't know if we ever called it like a 12-hour BF. That high low coming off that high to that 2 down hammer on the 4.
See, okay. Yeah, she ready to cook again tomorrow.
So the BF is up about like 66.25, potentially.
Okay. You said a 12-hour BF, huh?
So yeah, so those 3 4s outside the previous 3 4, the high and low, those 3 4s outside the previous 3 4-hour candles.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So you talking about here to here. Come on, bro.
Oh, I didn't even connect that one. I connected it to the previous 1 candle.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah. Change this.
I guess even if you connected to that 3, it would be something similar. You know what I mean? So yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So Get magnitude back to the BF. And then you got the range just above 66, yep, 66.20.
That's exactly what I'm looking at.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be the short-term range right there. I'm gonna leave that on my chart too. Yeah, that Shopify, I like that for tomorrow. I'm gonna drop this alert in there. Because the long positions cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hammer on the day. It's some fire setups out here tonight. We'll usually get plethora like this. At least this year it hasn't been like that.
Right.
2021 was ridiculous. 22 was like, yeah. Yeah, that. Oh, LI was simply the test. Okay, bet. Okay. Yeah, Shopify, that's primo. That's a good one. One I'll be watching tomorrow for sure. Definitely like that. And okay, Charles, and then who else was next? Mimi. Oh, Mimi got the last one. Okay. Was it HSY? Oh, Hershey's. Some of that chocolate, huh? Right. So looks like you're in continuation on the 4. Looks like it's flagging right here. Might be a good flag. But yeah, looks like we're flagging right here on the 4-hour and the day. Sheesh. This thing's strong, Mimi. You're gonna want to find a TTL though. You're gonna want to find a retracement. You're not gonna want to get in on volatility with this thing moving straight up because it's due for a retracement. You just don't know when that is yet. Unless you got some, I mean, if you got your BFs drawn and macros already drawn out, you may already know that level or what levels to anticipate. But if I wanted to get into this, I would want to see its retracement first. This thing is cooking. It's cooking too strong right now. Let me get like a 2 down, like this week right here, this 2 down week. Maybe next week if it flips and back in the continuity, then you can get something cooking. He said, but it's always cooking. Yeah, that's why you just gotta find like a gap down or a day where it like snatches back. It's like, yeah, it's steady. This thing ain't really had too many bad periods, except for the pandemic. So yeah, you're gonna have to look for, I'm looking at the month right now. I mean, you have 4 straight months, we've gone 2 up. I'd be looking for a consolidation or something, but I gotta find broadening formations. That'll be my first step, going finding those macro broadening formations. Start identifying those major levels. Yep. Okay, Renell, you have a good one, man. Catch you in the morning. But yeah, that's what I got on Hershey's. I like that setup, setting up for Friday for next week though, the 2 down hammer. That's what I'll be looking for, Mimi. If you want to take it, that'd be your best bet. But because it's been running so hard, I'll be like, man, you just have to show a little patience and wait for it to retrace a little bit. But I'll be down. We get in that thing on the run up, and then it starts to, you know. So get the broadening formations on there so you know where the retracement levels are going to occur, and then be ready to take advantage when they do it. It's not a stock that's going to be super volatile, so when it retraces, it's just gonna come right back up. So you just want to buy the retracement. Buy the dip, as the TA people say. Like we do on PBR, same thing.
Yeah, it has 3 monthlies to get over, but I was really looking at the week because
Mhm.
the week it basically doesn't have nothing. It can just, and it doesn't, the average true range is not that high, but in the week it like has nothing to go through to get to that 276 level, 276.95. That's why I was looking to take it to. Just a little song.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so yeah, check. You're gonna have the opportunity next week because we're already 2 down, unless they just
Yeah.
outside week tomorrow. But
It was the
yeah, so
double hammers on the week for me on the day. That's why I was just like, that looks good. It's like a double hammer on the day kind of.
Yeah, no, that's a good find. It's in the overall flag right now, so it's due for another move here soon.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. I guess that wraps it up. I don't see anything else in the chat, so with that, Pack fam, I guess we can wrap it up, call it a session. And y'all have a great evening, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow morning in the Discord. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all have a great evening. Peace.
Good night, Resume.
Good night, fam.